The San Jacinto River Authority's surface water treatment plant has played a vital role in reducing reliance on groundwater in Montgomery County. But despite growing demand for sustainable water solutions, the plant can't expand. Why? The real roadblock seems to be tied to past litigation. SJRA's ability to expand is locked in by the original contracts with language requiring groundwater regulation by the Lone Star Groundwater Conservation District. Let's listen to the explanation provided at the June meeting by SJRA representatives.
Review committee, as a point of clarification, very important, during the review committee's discussion of staff's recommendations to defease approximately $20 million in debt, one of the committee members raised the question as to whether the $20 million could be used to expand the capacity of the surface water plant, which is often referred to as Phase 2. I just want to put this note in here. SJRA's position is that no expansion of the surface water treatment plant's capacity is authorized under the current GRP contracts. That's a very important note because that was raised by one of the committee members. Accordingly, the $20 million at issue is in the proposed and recommended defeasance. It cannot be used to expand that capacity of this treatment plant under the current GRP construct. So I just wanted to make that note so that everybody understood that our position, and it's a contractual position. So thank you.
So remember the plans and the projections for expansion of the plant were all based on a concept of meeting compliance with a set of Lone Star regulations that have since been rescinded. So under the contract, and bear in mind the overarching purpose of the GRP contract was to provide compliance with Lone Star's rules. At this point, there are no rules to comply with, and therefore no need to expand or upsize the surface water plant at the expense of the GRP ratepayers.
You know, so I understand why we're not doing it, but I don't understand. We would have done it had the rules been in place. Is that part of the contract?
So we run up against two particular contract provisions. One provision says we're going to operate the GRP and charge the, and I may get this slightly wrong because I don't have the contract in front of me, but the lowest responsible rates. It's hard. So the position we've taken is to operate at the lowest rates. We can't spend money on a future phase that's not required under Lone Star's rules. And I'll point out, sort of on the other end of that, the bookend, if you will, is that the GRP contracts also say that once we've started supplying surface water to an entity, we cannot take it away from them without their consent. So once we began serving surface water recipients, we had to continue service. So we're in a position where, we couldn't turn the plant off to save cost because we have to continue providing service. But on the other hand, we have no contractual reason to expand capacity.
But if there were reasons, we would have expanded.
If Lone Star, well,
yeah, I know there's a lot of ifs in that. But
a lot of ifs and a lot of assumptions.
But via the contract, had all things been in place, we would have expanded.
Yes, assuming, again.
Yeah, I know.
Highly dependent on water demand and a number of other factors.
I think another quick note along with this is that it's very important also for everybody to understand, just because this current GRP contract does not allow for us to consider additional capacity, phase two, does not mean we cannot maximize the use of the water in phase one that the current plant will allow, which that's our goal. We want to maximize all of that water that's available under the current phase one. And it does not mean that we cannot develop in the future additional phases to use all of the surface water rights in this lake, but under different contracts, under a different framework with maybe some of the same surface water users who may want to enter into other contracts with us, or additional participants that may want to. So we're not limiting what we're doing. It just can't happen under this current contract.
And Aubrey or Pam, could somebody also elaborate just a little bit, because I think the City of Houston take or pay is such an integral part of the rate impact that we're doing, and obviously if that contract wouldn't have kicked in, we would be looking at a larger rebate, a larger reduction in the rate. So just for and it was raised. Can we just kind of get a quick review of why we're doing that and kind of what the thought is, et cetera?
Mitch, did you want to go through that brief history?
Well, sort of goes to the questions Ed raised. We entered that contract with the City of Houston at a time when, number one, Lone Star regulations required our GRP to show that we had contract rights to all the water necessary to implement our GRP. So we entered that contract in 2009 in order to prove up that we had contract rights to all the water in the lake. One of the contract provisions was that by 2025, SJRA would take or pay for 1/3 of Houston's 2/3 rights in the lake. So, what is it? 2/9 total. So that's the take or pay requirement, and from inception of surface water delivery all the way up to this point, we've been utilizing SJRA's raw water in the lake, and now we've hit the point where the take or pay obligation is kicked in, and the process legally under the contract would be we provide the City of Houston a notice of the amount of surface water we will take or pay for, again subject to that floor in the contract, and we will take or pay for that quantity out of Houston's water supplies. Anything above and beyond that will then revert to SJRA supplies. So we're in a position now where after 2025, we send the City of Houston notice, begin taking their water, whatever passes through the meter starting on January 1, first drops that go through are City of Houston water until we hit the quantity we provided notice for. And then after that point, what passes through the meter will be SJRA water out of Lake Conroe. Between the period of Lone Star's rules being rescinded and this 2025 date, we have had discussions with the City of Houston about potentially modifying that arrangement, and you can tell by the fact that we're here today talking about this, we did not so amend the 2009 contract. So we are dealing with the black letter of the contract and honoring our contract.
The SJRA appears ready. ready to maximize Phase 1, ready to deliver more surface water, and ready to help Montgomery County move toward long-term water sustainability. To move forward, the current participant contracts may need to be updated. Unless the Lone Star Groundwater Conservation District reconsiders groundwater regulation, which would realign with current contracts. Surface water plant expansion is part of the solution to the deepening aquifer. Hopefully, everyone involved can forget the past and move forward with a coordinated commitment to represent everyone equally in Montgomery County to make it happen. If you found this video helpful, give it a like and subscribe for more updates on Montgomery County's water future. Together we can stay informed about the water beneath our feet and flowing from our taps.